So a question that we get at Patchwork Planting from many church planters is, what do I got to do to start a bank account? What do I got to do to start a bank account? And while banks will have different requirements from what they want from you, the majority of time, this is what they're going to want to see. They're going to want to see approved articles of incorporation. Now, this is different than 501c3 status. So some church planters are like, do I have to get 501c3 status? I already did a video on that, so look for that. But no, you don't have to have 501c3 status in order to start a bank account. But you will need to become a corporation. And so you can go to your state's Secretary of State website. Just Google Secretary of State and then your state. And it'll take you to Secretary of State website where you will search for how to start a business. And you can search for then like what type of business. You're going to start a nonprofit. And then it's going to ask you basic questions that you're going to answer about your church. If it's an online questionnaire, so the states are different. Sometimes they actually allow you to submit ones that you create yourself. We have a template for that. And even if it's just a form that you're going to fill out, we would encourage you to use our template to get some good language to answer questions like, what's your purpose as a church, and who are your what's your address for your principal office? It's going to ask you these basic questions, and oftentimes a lot of the state forms won't ask you for a dissolution clause. It's not going to ask you oftentimes what's going to happen to your assets if you dissolve, but you want to put that in somewhere. You want to make sure you submit that somewhere, that's on your articles of incorporation, that if you were to dissolve, shut your doors to the church, your assets will go to such and such organizations, such and such churches. Because if you eventually file for your 501c3 determination letter, the IRS is going to want to see that your assets, if you're going to close down, isn't going to go to an individual. It's not going to go to a profit, corporation. It's not going to go to a business. It's going to go to another nonprofit like yours, a religious nonprofit. So have some language which we can help you with the samples and the templates in our website, free downloads page, to say, this is where our assets will go if we have to shut down. So you're going to file your articles of incorporation at the Secretary of State level. They're going to be approved. Takes a week, 2 weeks typically in most states. And now you're going to have these approved articles of incorporation that you can show the bank that shows you are a corporation in the state. You're a legal entity now. Most banks, I think every bank's probably going to ask also for your EIN number, your employee identification number, which is like your social security number as a church. And this is really easy to get. You just go to you can just Google EIN number IRS, and it'll take you to a questionnaire, like some form to fill out, and you're going to answer these basic questions about the church and the corporation that you're started. And it's really easy to do. So sometimes church planners just go to that first. But we would tell you, hey, start with your article of incorporation, because when you incorporate at the state level, the state is going to ask for a distinguishable name. And you just got to make sure that your name is distinguishable. So if you say we are Collective Church and there's already Collective Church in your state, the IRS is going, or your state is going to say you can't be Collective Church because there's already Collective Church here. And if you already got your EIN number that says you're Collective Church, at the state level, you're going to have to go back and switch things, and it's just do the state thing first, then do the EIN number. It's a good order of operations. But you're going to go to the IRS, you're going to key your EIN number, fill out the form, fill out the questionnaires that they ask you, the answers that they're going to ask you. Then you're going to have this EIN number. And so with that and your articles of incorporation, it might be all that you need to start a bank account at a local bank. Each bank is going to be different. You're going to have different standards. Some will ask for board meeting minutes from your board, from your team of leaders that are helping you get started, and they're going to want board resolution saying that the board has given so-and-so authority to open up the bank, and here are the signers on the account. Some banks are just going to ask you that, like, so you're opening up. Who's going to be the signers? All right. But some will actually want to have board meeting minutes that are signed by the secretary of giving you authority, giving so-and-so authority to start a bank. So that's going to be different bank to bank, but they'll most likely you want articles of incorporation, your EIN number, and maybe board resolutions along with that as well. So those are most likely what you will need to start a bank account. I hope this was helpful.